places to go, things to do, but this right here, this little guy is the newest member. Oh, shit. Yeah, this guy right here is the newest member of our family. On? Yes, they are. Jimmy, is your mic on?
Yeah, it's on.
His name is Wiggles, because this motherfucker doesn't stop moving.
That's a cute little motherfucker, isn't it?
So if you want to see better pictures of him, go to my blog. That's a senseless plug. That's what I'm good at. So anyway.
What is the name of your blog?
uncutg.blogspot.com.
That's right. Jimmy, you don't have a blog. What's up, man?
No, I'm just not as tech savvy as you guys, I guess.
Right. Click right here if you want to go to my channel. Click it and subscribe. Even though if it's bullshit, click it and subscribe. Okay, guys. First of all, let's start this shit out. George is out of the. There we go. Bye, puppy.
Bye,
That's
Jesse.
You damn puppy. See you, Jesse. Now, we're going to start out with shout-outs. First of all, I want to give a shout-out to Galway Banana, all the way from Ireland. See, man, we got some fans all over the place.
Worldwide reach.
Worldwide. Shane Holland, congratulations on winning the Uncut Sports League. He iced me in the finals, man. Fucking Lance Moore went out, pulled a hammy, and I fucking lost, man.
Wow.
Fucking bullshit. And
I think just real quick, I think that's the first year it hasn't been one of us three. Yeah,
we've been three. George never.
Well, yeah, but
first year.
Yeah,
I'm not saying first year I played.
Yeah, that's right. And happy birthday, Nick Batista. Now, let's get on to UFC 141, which is full of shit that's just going to change the face of MMA for the next year, probably.
At least. And it's going to add a face to WWE.
Right.
A familiar face. Maybe two.
But we'll get to that.
Now I'm fine. Got fucked up.
Wow.
He
didn't
just
see this coming.
No, seriously, dude, he just looked confused.
Well,
like he was like, whoa, I'm on my back? What do I do? Wait, I'm getting punched in the face? I'm not sure. Why am I here? I'm like, what are you doing?
Taking nothing away from Jimmy Hedges.
No, not at all.
He looked great.
He looked good.
That guy was on, what happened?
He didn't look great. His fighting looked great.
Yeah, because them teeth.
But he's the kind of guy that tells you never know who you're fucking. Yeah,
Dr. 90210 definitely could
Dude,
help that
my
man
buddy
out.
Bobby texted me and said the only person that can submit him is a dentist.
Yeah, well,
Jimmy had, we give everybody a hard time. All MMA fans, if you're watching the show, hey,
I'm gonna tell you right now,
punch George in the gut.
He looked like Dustin Diamond's cousin.
Dustin Diamond.
Yeah,
Who
Screech.
The fuck is Dustin?
From Saved by the Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dustin Diamond.
Yeah,
that's who he looked like to me.
right.
But that motherfucker's nasty.
But he continued his winning ways and he dissected Nam Fan. It was actually I didn't really know a lot about this kid.
No, I had picked Nam Fan, and let me tell you, I mean, man, he needed some sticky rice in between rounds to get going.
Yeah. Did I just hear that?
Here I am trying to be PC in this dirty one. Can you not chew the gum all
See,
loud
everybody
into the mic?
says George is a racist. Kevin's fucked
God.
up. But Jimmy just throws the curveballs in.
And
every
if any of y'all
once in a
hear
while.
this,
that would be Jimmy
chewing on curd. Now, on to the light heavyweight bout, which I didn't pick Gustafsson.
which featured the guy from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That guy looks just like him. You know?
Nah.
What's the name of that actor was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit? And there's dead silence.
Okay, this must be a Strike Force card.
We're talking about Happy holidays!
Jesus Christ.
By the way, how was that not in the best of?
I know.
The happy holidays.
James, you missed that one. Anyway, Matyshenko
James did a
struggled.
good job, though.
He did do a great job.
Yeah, I
wait,
enjoyed that.
I don't think the fight went long enough for Matyshenko to struggle. That Bama got knocked out way too quick to struggle.
Gustafsson actually is. Let's start. This guy is impressive as shit.
Yes.
Like, I mean, he's pretty much gone through everybody those last three fights, and I mean, whatever the fact is, Matyshenko is a veteran. Go ahead.
Matyshenko, I think, should retire. I mean, he's
40.
He doesn't even look like what he used to. He's a shell of himself.
Looks like Odd Job.
Yeah, and I mean, going up against this guy who's just basically
Fucking face all flat, big ass blockhead. Come on. No, seriously, he looks like Odd
And
Job.
let me tell you, he needed a hat to throw at Gustafsson to do something.
yeah.
It's just terrible. Anyway, me personally, I'd like to see Gustafsson fight the loser of the Phil Davis-Rashad Evans fight.
That would be a good
I mean,
matchup.
you might as well test the guy.
Yeah,
see what
because
he's
I mean,
made of.
he seems to be going through everybody else he's facing, so I think he's moved up to that level. Now the welterweight bout. This is where things started getting very interesting.
Loved it. Loved it.
Bye-bye, Jon Fitch. It's
Dana
nice
White
knowing you.
is smiling from ear
He just
to ear.
lost his contract with TriStar Pictures because Malkovich got.
Yeah.
That, let me tell you something. Okay, now Hendricks, okay, which I did not realize has only had one loss. I didn't know that. I thought he had like 3 or 4 losses, and then when they flashed this record, I was like, oh shit, I wasn't up to date with current events. I was impressed. Go ahead, George. I know you want to say something. If it's anything that's not PC,
I'm not. I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
Not
Go ahead,
PC.
man.
I'm
Let it
good.
rip,
Nope.
man.
I'm gonna be good.
Huh?
I'm gonna be good.
Do
I'm
it
just,
for the puppy, man.
I'm just saying,
Do
Johnny
it for the puppy.
Hendricks probably has a tough time getting through an airport.
Oh, I would agree.
But his last name's Hendricks.
If you look at Johnny Hendricks, his last name should have at least 3 A's, a couple of E's, and a in there somewhere. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, that man has a tough time getting through an airport.
Let me tell you,
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, he gets randomly searched more than anyone else he hangs out with at an airport.
If he was down in D.C., he would be stopped a few times and searched.
Absolutely.
I
But I
mean-
tell you what, he stopped Jon
And
Fitch
if
with
he,
that
yeah,
left.
if he hits
that
anybody
left.
with the left hand, it's over.
And if you're working airport security and hit you with that overhand left,
Night.
he's getting on the plane.
I'd love to say, I mean, why didn't Jon Fitch shoot? Because he only had 12 seconds.
Well, he actually, Jon Fitch did take down Mazzagatti. He had him
Yes.
in his guard.
He did. And I'm thinking
Steve almost tapped out.
He almost did.
But he didn't.
Which would be definitely typical of Mazzagatti.
Exactly.
Stepping out. Now, the thing is this. Jon Fitch was the biggest favorite on this card. I mean, I didn't see it coming. I sat there and said, you know what, Jon Fitch. if you
Welcome
take away
to the
GSP,
undercard.
Yeah. I'm like, he's the best guy in the welterweight division. But, man, wow.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I picked Johnny Hendricks in the first round by knockout, but that wasn't because that's truly what I thought was going to happen.
just
That's what I
wanted that.
wanted that to happen,
Right.
and it couldn't have been better.
You and George definitely wanted this to happen.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta
Right.
say it.
Well, but
they jumped up and did like calisthenics
but I
and
even
shit.
picked Jon Fitch to win by decision because I
Right.
just figured Jon Fitch looks unbeatable.
Right.
And maybe this is his Matt Serra moment, Matt Serra GSP moment.
You know
Maybe
what,
it is. Maybe this makes Jon Fitch go and learn how to box because he's
yeah, it
shit.
could
He
be.
needs to learn how to get his right hand up.
And John, I'm going to tell you what, you can't take anything away from Johnny Hendricks. You look at a guy that's 5'10", okay, and he gets in on a guy that's 6 feet, who's a great wrestler, can shoot in, and hits him with an overhand left and knocks him flat.
Yeah,
pretty much.
he's-
He didn't knock him out cold, but it was over.
I think he was out before he hit the mat.
Because he was out, and I think he hit him again, and
Yes.
he just got up and tried to tap out, stop
Yes.
Gotti, and it didn't happen.
Right.
No. Now, I am not a huge fan of the Diaz brothers. I have the
neither.
utmost respect for their ability in the ring, and I think all of the shit talking, all of the trash talking, finally what we see paid
It's
off.
highly entertaining.
Well, it paid off because I think Donald Cerrone came out in the first round, shot his wad, and was done. He didn't move his head. He was the worst fighter I've ever seen fight for Greg Jackson.
I tell you what, though, man. The thing is this: it is. He didn't move his head, but if you're
Yeah,
fighting
straight
a
back.
good,
Yeah.
if you're
Snap.
fighting
Yeah,
a
he
good
snapped his head
fighter,
back.
and it's funny when you're on the other end of that, and someone is keeping you off balance with a stiff jab. The Diaz brothers both have an unorthodox way of fighting, man. They're so fucking accurate. They hit you with body shots. They hit you with that jab. They keep snapping your neck back. It's going to look like you're not moving.
Yeah,
you know?
He wasn't moving.
Yeah,
that first-
your eyes are watering. By the time you get your composure, here comes another one, snapping your neck back. Those guys are nasty.
And I'm gonna tell you what, Donald let his anger for Nate Diaz cloud his better judgment because he ran across the ring and I think probably tried to knock him out in 3 or 4 punches, and Nate was like this, bip, 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 and he was tired of
What I did not understand is that it seemed like the Cowboy had no confidence in his ground game because there were several times where he threw a leg kick, he
that
got
second
Diaz
round.
on the back, and he could have jumped him, mounted him, and gone for it. Seriously, the way it was going standing up, if I was Greg Jackson, I'd be like, jump on top of him
Right.
because you don't have a chance of winning this fight standing up.
Yeah, and the thing
agree.
is he was already behind at those points in time.
Why
at
not?
least 1 round, in 2 rounds when they were in the third. So why not take a shot?
Yeah, I mean,
he had no aggression.
nothing. He just seemed like he just did not want to. He literally, the one time he threw that leg kick, he fell down. He literally walked away and allowed Nate Diaz to get up. I didn't understand that. I just found that fucking
And on the
confusing.
one time, not only did he allow him to just get up, he allowed him to recover. He actually stung him with that one kick.
Right.
And he didn't even pursue that at all.
I'm gonna tell you what, Nate Diaz's legs are gonna be a little sore tomorrow.
Nate Diaz
He's
is-
not going for a run.
But I'm going to tell you what. The question is this. Now, what goes on with the fucking – that's what I want to hear from everybody on the comment board. What the fuck is going on in the lightweight division now? Because
Nate-
now, right when you think Cerrone's coming up there,
Right.
you've got Nate Diaz emerging now.
No, Nate Diaz has got to fight Guida again and
Yeah.
beat him.
Now, what
That's
happens
for
if
me.
Melendez comes over to the
He's
lightweight?
not. He's stuck at Strikeforce.
Yeah, I think
that word on the street. What
Yeah,
Dana said
I
is
agree.
Word on the motherfucking street.
Exactly. They're eliminating the heavyweight division, and you're gonna have guys like Rockhold and King Mo Law and fucking Musasi and Melendez. They're being exiled to Strikeforce, and they're stuck there. So he might actually try to build
Those
a
are the
promotion.
only names that they have.
Dude,
to
and
promote
seriously,
around.
if that's what you're gonna do, let me tell you right now, Jon Fitch, send him to Strikeforce. I'm not trying to be a dick.
Right.
Go be. If you want to be a champ, it ain't gonna be in the UFC. If I was him, I'd be like, I'll go to Strikeforce. I'd voluntarily go to Strikeforce.
Right.
Why not?
Yeah, but it's like going to JV.
And would you rather
I'm
be?
just saying,
would,
man.
you-
It's
would
like
you rather
JV up in this
would you rather
motherfucker.
hold a belt at the JV
Or
level
play.
where you might have something in your contract? You don't know how these guys' contracts are structured. Maybe if he holds a belt, he gets a bonus.
Man, everybody's
Well-
going to that shit. Having a JV belt is
It's,
Here-
be-
here's
it's
the-
better
here's the
than
other
getting
thing.
knocked out by Johny Hendricks again.
Here's the other
Good
thing,
point.
Kevin. I mean, using that analogy is if you're on the bench and you're deep on the pine, why not go to JV? At least you're gonna play.
Because there are
Yeah.
some guys buried on this roster.
I mean, because right
but I
now,
mean, Fitch, you could still arguably say that he just had a bad
well,
night.
that's true. But here's
Which
the thing:
night?
I mean,
Which night?
well,
Because
you
he's
gotta
lost
think-
to GSP how many times?
He's lost to
Just
GSP
once.
twice.
no, just once.
Oh, just once?
Yeah.
Okay, my fault. I just you look at that and you think, okay, no one else had touched Fitch in this division until
Right.
he just got
But
caught.
I think the thing is though there's a part of an entertainment value to this as well as being a good fighter.
Right.
And there's a reason why this fight, despite being the third on the card or the third down from the top, wasn't promoted at all.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, man. I ain't gonna argue with
And
you right
Dana
now. I'm
White-
gonna tell you that motherfuckers fights are boring as shit, Fitches.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
You know,
he even
taking
said-
nothing away
he
from
even
his skill
just-
level.
Dana White
Fitches.
even had repeated
Bitches.
in a press conference.
Huh?
He even repeated in a press conference that people have said, or like what we've said, if you want to go to sleep because you can't sleep, put in a Jon Fitch fight.
Maybe that's why Jon Fitch didn't immediately come across the ring and shoot him for a takedown. Now I understand he only had 12
Maybe
seconds,
that's
but
why
what
my
I'm
girl's
saying.
sleeping upstairs because she just is too sleepy.
Anyway, here's my question: what happens to Nate Diaz?
Well, Nate Diaz's last two fights have looked very impressive.
That make him top
I mean,
8?
what about a fight with Gray Maynard?
Okay, let's break down. You guys tell us out there, who do you think in the lightweight division? I think Henderson will beat him.
Oh yes.
I think Edgar,
You
Maynard.
think, you think Frankie Edgar could beat Nate Diaz?
I tell you what, this is what I do. Nate Diaz is a awesome boxer. He's accurate and everything. But I'm going to tell you what, both the Diaz brothers don't have a tremendous amount of knockout power.
Right.
You see that? They just pepper you with the jab.
Right.
They keep you off balance. They're like the Larry Holmes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? now, Frankie Edgar is a motherfucker that can take a punch.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if he starts getting on the inside and rocking your ass, you're going to fucking feel. Ask Gray Maynard. You can
Right.
call him up right now in the
Well,
back line.
it would be. You know what?
Because he'll be like, yeah, that nigga
I
can
would
hit.
I would like to see that fight because I have a feeling if Frankie Edgar gets to the inside, Nate Diaz might pull guard. Where then Frankie Edgar's got Nate Diaz wrapped around his waist and they're falling to the mat together. Now I'm not saying Frankie.
It's true. I mean, it's interesting in the lightweight because
I would
there's
love
so
to
many
see that
different
fight.
styles.
Right now,
You know?
I don't think Nate Diaz matches up with Ben Henderson.
Me
well
either.
at
I
all.
can't even
I-
imagine him fight.
I mean, I think the
Henderson.
next realistic fight to me is him fighting like a Gray Maynard, and I think that'd be a great
Dude,
matchup of styles.
he will fuck Gray Maynard up.
He
or
may-
or
he
fighting.
may.
Imagine him fighting Clay Guida.
But let me
Well,
tell you,
he
they're
already
gonna-
lost to Clay once.
Yeah, they're gonna
That's why I
stand
think you
and
should
bang.
fight Clay
That's
again.
right.
He already
That's
lost to
right.
Clay once, and I think you should fight Clay again.
Yeah, God, you think about when these guys were coming up, how many fights they've had. But anyway, well, let's get the fuck out of here and talk about the shit.
Well,
that-
another one quick. I mean, a good thing for the Cowboy, and this is seldom seen. That was
Right.
his 5th fight this year. Now I know John Jones has fought 4 times this year, but I mean, most of the time when you see these guys at this level where they're in the championship, ask Jon Fitch how many times he's
GSP
fought.
fights twice a year
Right.
at most.
And Jon Fitch
Usually.
fights what? And that
Which
motherfucker.
used to drive me crazy. Even though I mean, and be honest, you're a big GSP fan,
That's
but I
bullshit.
was just like, man, when you guys are, you know, I just like to see if you're the champ.
Part
fight.
of it is when you're a champion, you can't fight as often because they need to spread out the main events, and so
Right.
part of it's scheduling. That's out of their control.
And
Right.
then I guess you have to have somebody fight someone else, and then their cousin step in, and then if
Right.
that shit doesn't work out, then you have to wait for the right phase of the moon to
see,
come into play. It's a bunch of horse
Just
shit.
think of if you were promoting the
Yeah.
fights, you have to spread your big horses out, so that they last for
Well,
the year.
GSP needs to fight 3 times a year. John Jones needs to fight 3 times a year.
You know what? I hope he can make it back and fight once.
I hope he
mean,
can.
Truly.
I mean, I hope he does.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to tell you what, man. This opens it up for the welterweight division now that he's out. You've got Condit getting ready to fight Diaz. You got Hendricks that just knocked out Fitch. And now you got some more welterweights coming in, and he's out for a year.
Well, you even got Jake Ellenberger, remember? I mean,
now you're looking at all of a sudden
he
he's
can throw
out.
hands.
Yeah. He's out, and now he's got to come back into a division that's starting to get stacked. That's hard. Why are you staring at me? You're crazy.
Can we
I got
talk?
a booger coming out my neck.
Nah, man. Can we talk about the loser leaves town match, the Texas Tornado match, the ladder match, the contract above the ring? Oh, I'm sorry. That's Brock Lesnar's future because that Bama got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
See you bye. Pack your shit and get
with the corporation.
Kick rocks.
And that's Vince McMahon.
From your ass back to the WWE. Been nice. See you bye. But you rotten. Rotten.
Yeah.
He's rotten.
Here,
Rotten.
I mean,
that Bama does great when he knows he's going to get hit and he's been able to work in the ring and we get to do bumps and we can talk that shit out and I can whisper in your ear.
He needed, you know what he needed? He needed the Pride referees.
Yes.
With the earpieces.
You did?
That Bama.
Where are they?
No, fuck that. For all you people out there who says Brock Lesnar doesn't mind. Yeah.
Okay.
For all you people out there who said Brock Lesnar doesn't mind getting hit.
No.
Watch
Come
that
on,
fight.
guys.
Yeah, be honest with yourself. Here, and that's what I noticed the most is he's a good athlete,
Yep.
good wrestler.
Yep.
He just doesn't have that fighter's mentality.
Nope.
You got to
And, I mean, that's
it's true. I mean, Lesnar
Nothing
really
wrong with that.
is really
There is if you want to be in the MMA.
No, that's true.
Well, the problem is the thing is Lesnar just hasn't, and you saw it after tonight. He was like, I'm done. You know what I mean?
Yep.
This was a thing like, okay, you know what? I'm going
Pound
to try it. I'm
sand.
good at it. I'm going to see how it goes. But, he hasn't been doing this all his life. He hasn't had
No.
if he had passion for this, he would have been doing it when he was a teenager.
Well, and not only that,
know what
he
I
would
mean?
be training with people outside of the Larry,
Minnesota.
Moe, and Curly that are training him up
Yeah.
there.
Because that to me that's
Mo and Curly are up there now training?
Yeah.
that's the biggest
How's he
sign
fly- he
and my
flies in
biggest
there?
issue with him is
Yeah,
that
didn't you
that
see
cat.
those goofs behind the holding his thing up?
You getting a little bit upset, George?
No,
about
not
Mo
at
and
all.
Curly? I mean, you mad that Mo and Curly are training up there?
It
with
wasn't
Lesnar?
funny the first 3 times. It wasn't funny when he said the shit half an hour ago. I
wasn't?
didn't laugh.
Really?
Did you laugh?
I don't know, I'm just wondering.
I'm wondering why that big monkey didn't leave Minnesota and try to get some better training.
I don't know why he didn't go to Greg.
Shit, go to Canada. He's got a farm in
But
Canada.
I think
Go
at
to
one time he
TriStar.
was going to Canada.
To what? Get some growth?
No, to get his stomach fixed.
Yeah, and shoot deer.
I mean, I tell you
And
what.
fish.
If for how much intestines he had in his stomach, I think Overeem kicked the rest of them out.
Yeah, because
Because
that
when he
looked like
kicked-
Overeem's plan.
And it, I tell
definitely.
you, yeah.
Knees to the body.
He had a plan that he was like, I am going to try to get you to Muay Thai clinch and put you in knees. That was his plan. He aggressively went for it. He never even threw his hands for a while.
No.
He just looked at him, stayed low, and it was like, man, you could see Overeem was not prepared for that at all.
You mean Lesnar?
You mean Lesnar?
I'm sorry. Lesnar was not prepared
It's a late
for that
night.
at all.
Kevin's got to go to work here in about 3 hours,
Yeah.
making
But,
fat people skinny.
But, I mean, where does Lesnar go? What's going to happen in the heavyweights?
No, Lesnar's going to WWE. For any of you who don't
Yeah.
think that, because let me tell you right now, that Bama just got paid $400,000
Over and under in months. How long before he's back in the WWE?
I'd say he'll come back for when do they do WrestleMania? Is that in the
That's
summer?
the end of March.
Oh, in the March.
Oh, he'll
I think
probably
he'll
make
be
a
back
day
for them.
You
I
guys
bet-
think he will make? Okay, we want to know. Do you guys think Lesnar will be back in the WWE for a WrestleMania spot?
He won't. No. He won't wrestle at WrestleMania.
But he'll show up.
He'll be part of the pageantry.
Right.
Because Vince is going to look at him and be like, "Look, man, I'll throw you some money if you just show up." And then
Yeah.
he's going to get the bug and realize he has no other skills. He's not. No, I'm not.
No,
what
I
I mean
know what you
is,
mean.
you're not going to get paid to hunt.
Yeah.
You're not going to get paid to farm snow because you live in fucking
The
Minnesota.
guy's
and
skillful,
Canada.
but just not in the
Oh, I got it.
What?
Put that big Bama in a brown suit, have him run around with Sasquatch. They have a show now talking about
I
finding
will
Sasquatch.
say this. This is what I will
He's
say
Bigfoot
about
in the Jack Links commercials.
Lesnar, and a lot of people might roll their eyes.
That was funny.
What happened?
He's Bigfoot in the Jack Links commercials.
That
messing
was
with
weak.
Sasquatch?
Jimmy, was that weak? That was
This said,
no,
I mean, this,
that was. Look at him.
Sorry.
Jordy got a little bit of ghetto.
This man said Larry
that was
Moe and
funnier than
Curly.
the Jack Links. You didn't even know. You cracking jokes and don't even realize how funny you are, Shorty.
James, bleep that out.
No, James.
He's
Lesnar, I will say this. Lesnar,
phenomenal athlete.
he's a phenomenal athlete. And there was 2 years ago where we were really talking about, because we were impressed with
You
just
mean
his,
when he hit Heath Herring?
yeah, and just
Where's that
his
guy now?
ability to come off the street.
He beat Frank Mir.
Yeah,
and
that's
beat
true. He did.
some of the people he beat.
handedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even close in the one.
So I will tip my hat off to him, because that's impressive. To not have a lot of mixed martial arts background and come in there and to be able to beat some of the guys he beats, impressive.
And he beat Randy Couture too.
But now, and martial arts is evolving so quickly, where there's so many athletic guys in it now, and that's the thing why I'm talking about GSP. I'm not trying to be funny. People look at me all cross-eyed,
No.
like it's 9 months off in this sport.
Well,
It's a long
and there's
time.
no given that he's going to be the same athlete
when he
that he
comes
was.
back. Yeah,
I mean,
and he is arguably the best athlete in the UFC. What's going on in the heavyweights? What do you think about Dos Santos versus Overeem?
I think
It's
that'll
gonna
be a
be a
great
good fight.
Yeah, great fight.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are just going to be throwing bombs.
Who do you have?
right now with no odds and not.
I'm going with Overeem.
So
just
am I.
because, I mean, I think that
Just
that
the
size
size.
advantage. I mean, I like JDS, and I picked him against Kane, and you know he's got heavy hands, but I just think Overeem's going to win. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just, you know, he could get him in the clinch, throw those knees. You know, he can definitely knock him out. I just see him winning the fight and controlling the fight.
thing-
Now, JDS though is good with his hands on the inside.
The thing I see is if Overeem goes in and tries to clinch him up, he could get swept and be on his back. And now you
Right.
have JDS, who I'm assuming has pretty decent jiu-jitsu on top of you.
Yeah.
I think JDS poses more of a threat than Brock. I mean, Brock,
Oh,
let's face it,
I
Brock's
agree.
pretty
absolutely,
one-dimensional.
yeah.
So, I mean, I could see JDS keeping it standing. I don't think he would want to keep it standing.
Right.
But to me, to beat Overeem, you got to get past the first round.
Yeah.
You got to test Overeem's cardio, because that's been, I mean,
I think
if he has a
that's
weak
a
link,
very good point. I think if he could just avoid him for a couple rounds, then he could beat him.
I mean, I wouldn't even see a JDS Overeem fight going. I mean, I could see it ending in the first,
Oh,
definitely the second, easily, because those guys are just going to be throwing bombs.
yeah, but I would.
You know
like
what
to
I
see-
think it depends on? One really good thing. I think Overeem goes into that fight, and he's like what he had to do with Lesnar. He's going to press the action because he knows he's going to get winded with all
Right.
that muscle. I mean, he's a 205 guy that built himself up to 255 pounds. It's going to depend on how good of a counterpuncher JDS is. I think that is. If he can exhibit some good counterpunching and catch Overeem, then he can
Right.
beat him. If he lets him get him in a clinch or fucking start nailing him or kicking him in his fucking ribs, I mean, he barbecued the shit out of Lesnar's ribs. Put some taco sauce on that shit. Was like, why?
You put
He's like,
taco sauce on your barbecue meat?
God
Jesus.
damn, you good as shit. You want something new? Time to go, bitches.
You're not gonna tell the you know how you say what was it, Happy Holidays? You don't want to use that same thing and say Happy New Year, because when these people see this, it should be the New Year, right?
Yeah. Yeah, wish everybody a
Pat!
happy New Year.
What?
Happy New Year.
Oh, and by the way, hey, Gina Carano's gonna make a movie
Yeah.
about women's MMA.